Welcome to GK Quiz Prime Time. Which space agency successfully carried out the reusable launch vehicle autonomous landing mission test? Right answer is option C, ISRO. In October 2025, NASA identified which 60-year-old asteroid as Earth's second quasi-moon? Right answer is option B, 2025 PN7. Which aerospace company delivered the first human rated L-110 stage development engine to ISRO for the Gaganyaan mission? Right answer is option C, Godrej Aerospace. Which country launched the advanced spy satellite OFEC-19 in September 2025? Right answer is option B, Israel. Which Indian space tech startup established India's first rocket additive manufacturing 3D printing facility in Chennai? Right answer is option C, Agnikul Cosmos. When did NASA launch the Perseverance rover to Mars, which later discovered rocks showing signs of ancient life? Right answer is option B, 30th July 2020. Which mission was launched by NASA to investigate what occurred immediately after the Big Bang? Right answer is option A, SPHEREX telescope mission. Which company is set to launch the world's first multi-sensor Earth observation satellite mission Drishti in 2026? Right answer is option C, Galaxy Eye. Which country's Astroscale announced that its ISSA J1 debris monitoring satellite will be launched by India's PSLV in 2027? Right answer is option D, Japan. Which space agency plans to install a nuclear reactor on the moon to power a permanent human base by 2030? Correct answer is option C, NASA. What is the name of the 29th moon of Uranus discovered in August 2025? Right answer is option A, S 2025 U1. Which rocket was used by ISRO to launch the Aditya L1 mission to study the sun and solar corona? Correct answer is option B, PSLV XLC-57. Who became the first disabled astronaut to fly on a mission to the International Space Station? Correct answer is option A, John McFall. Which Indian company launched its first commercial satellite, Leap 1, using the Falcon 9 rocket? Right answer is option B, Dhruva Space. How many satellites does ISRO plan to launch over the next 5 years for geospatial intelligence gathering? Correct answer is option C, 50. Which joint Earth observation mission will be launched collaboratively by India and France? Correct answer is option C, Trishna. Where did ISRO successfully test the drogue parachute system for the Gaganyaan mission in September 2025? Correct answer is option B, Chandigarh. Which country's Space Aerospace launched 11 GSATCOM satellites for IoT communication? Correct answer is option A, China. Which organization launched the Athena lunar lander to search for water ice at the moon's south pole? Right answer is option B, Intuitive Machines. Which team from Chennai secured the global top rank in the NASA International Space Apps Challenge 2025? Right answer is option C, Photonics Odyssey. India earned approximately how much revenue from launching foreign satellites between 2015 to 2024? Right answer is option C, $143 million. Dollars. Which country partnered with the China National Space Administration for the Chang'e 88 lunar mission? Right answer is option B, Pakistan. Where did India's first Mars Moon analog mission commence? Correct answer is option B, Leh Ladakh. Which space agency launched the Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe to study the heliosphere and space weather? Correct answer is option D, NASA. Which space agency's Cassini spacecraft provided fresh evidence suggesting possible life on Saturn's moon Enceladus? Right answer is option B, NASA. Which space agency partnered with IBM in August 2025 to introduce the AI model named Surya AI? Right answer is option A, NASA USA. In August 2025, ISRO inaugurated the Pasang Wangchuk Sona ISRO Space Lab at Mechuka Government Higher Secondary School in which Indian state? Right answer is option B, Arunachal Pradesh. Which country has planned to launch the Venera D mission to revisit Venus before 2036? Right answer is option C, Russia. Who successfully created oxygen in space using artificial photosynthesis? Right answer is option A, CNSA, China. Which astronaut set a new record for the longest cumulative time spent on spacewalks by a woman? Right answer is option D, Sunita Williams. The Global Astrometric Interferometer for Astrophysics mission was launched by which space agency? Right answer is option D, European Space Agency. The New Shepard rocket, which completed a historic all women suborbital spaceflight, belongs to which company? Right answer is option C, Blue Origin. Which country launched the navigation satellite Michibiki 6 in February 2025? Right answer is option A, Japan. Which mission safely returned NASA astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore to Earth from the International Space Station? Right answer is option C, Crew 9 mission. What is the name of the mission launched by ISRO in December 2024 to study the Sun? Correct answer is option C, Aditya L1. Which country's private company's lander Blue Ghost recently touched down on the moon? Right answer is option A, USA. Which space organization is set to launch the Lunar Environment and X-ray Imager mission to study Earth's magnetic cover from the moon? Right answer is option B, NASA. Which country inaugurated its first space agency called the Korea Aerospace Administration? Right answer is option D, South Korea. Which unusual lemon shaped exoplanet was discovered in December 2025 using the James Webb Space Telescope? Right answer is option B, PSR J2322-2650b. Which organization launched the world's first commercial space surveillance satellite, SCOT? Right answer is option D, Digantara. Which seeds from Ladakh were sent to the ISS under NASA's Crew 11 mission in August 2025? Right answer is option B, sea buckthorn and Himalayan Tartary buckwheat. Which space agency launched a dishwasher sized satellite from Florida to detect water on the moon's surface? Right answer is option A, NASA. ISRO signed an agreement with which space agency to support India's first human spaceflight mission H1 under Gaganyaan? Right answer is option C, Australian Space Agency. When is ISRO scheduled to launch the first unmanned test mission G1 under the Gaganyaan program? Right answer is option B, March 2026. Which space agency partnered with SpaceX to launch the Punch mission to study the solar atmosphere? Correct answer is option A, NASA. Which Indian company will establish India's first fully indigenous commercial Earth observation satellite constellation? Correct answer is option C, Pixel Space India. Scientists from which country prepared the first detailed geological map of the moon's south pole using Chandrayaan 3 data? Correct answer is option C, India. Which country approved the construction of the cold Seep space station in the South China Sea? Right answer is option B, China. The James Webb Space Telescope detected the molecule phosphine for the first time in the atmosphere of which celestial body? Right answer is option C, Brown Dwarf Wolf 1130c. ISRO launched the Human Outer Planet Exploration Mission in August 2025 from which location to simulate potential life studies related to the Moon and Mars? Right answer is option D, Sokar, Ladakh. Which country's Shenzhou 20 space capsule was recently reported to have suffered damage caused by micrometeoroids and orbital debris while in space? Right answer is option B, China. NASA's Maven spacecraft, which temporarily went out of communication in December 2025, was orbiting which planet at the time? Correct answer is option A, Mars. What is the name of the newly discovered super Earth exoplanet located approximately 18 to 20 light years away from Earth as identified by astronomers? Correct answer is option C, GJ251c. Under the Shenzhou 21 mission, a quartet of laboratory mice, two male and female, were sent into space for biological experiments alongside the youngest astronaut from which country? Correct answer is option C, China. Which global technology company has announced the launch of Project Suncatcher aimed at establishing an artificial intelligence based data center in space? Right answer is option D, Google. Researchers from which Indian institutions have potentially identified a rare and extremely powerful cosmic explosion known as a superkilnova? Right answer is option D, both B and C, IIA Bengaluru and IIT Bombay. SpaceX successfully launched the Cosmos SkyMed Earth observation satellite on behalf of which country? Right answer is option A, Italy. Which country launched the Paya, Zafar 2 and Kausar 1.5 satellites using a Russian Soyuz rocket? Right answer is option B, Iran. Which space agency successfully launched 52 satellites using the Soyuz 2.1B rocket from the Vostochny Cosmodrome? Right answer is option D, Roscosmos, Russia. The company GMV, which unveiled an advanced lunar navigation system named Lupin, belongs to which country? Right answer is option C, Spain. The joint US Russian crew heading to the International Space Station departed from Kazakhstan's Baikonur Cosmodrome aboard which rocket? Right answer is option C, Soyuz MS-28. In November 2025, NASA's Sentinel 6B satellite was launched using which rocket? Right answer is option B, SpaceX Falcon 9. India's first private PSLV rocket planned to launch the OceanSat mission in early 2026 is being built by which industry group? Right answer is option B, HAL and L&T. In November 2025, which country successfully launched its first satellite named OmanSat 1? Correct answer is option D, Oman. ISRO has announced that India's third launch pad will be established within the next 4 years at which location? Right answer is option C, Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh. In which year is India scheduled to launch the Chandrayaan 4 lunar mission according to ISRO's roadmap? Correct answer is option A, 2028. By which year is ISRO planning to develop and operationalize India's own space station named Bharatiya Antariksha Station? Correct answer is option C, 2035. Which country has announced plans to conduct biological experiments on the International Space Station for the first time? Correct answer is option B, India. Which state government launched a space industrial policy in May 2025 to promote investment and employment in the space sector? Correct answer is option C, Tamil Nadu. ISRO has set a target to make Earth's orbital environment largely space debris free by which year? Correct answer is option B, 2030. In which year is ISRO's first human spaceflight mission Gaganyaan expected to be launched with astronauts on board? Right answer is option A, 2027. The Mars Orbiter Mission 2, also known as Mangalyaan 2, is expected to be launched during which period? Correct answer is option C, 2030 to 31. Who became the first Indian to successfully complete NASA's International Air and Space Program in June 2025? Right answer is option C, Janvi Dangeti. By which years has the Government of India set targets to establish an indigenous space station and to launch a crewed moon mission respectively? Right answer is option B, 2035 and 2040. Which countries are jointly developing the Nisar satellite mission? Right answer is option B, India and USA. Who was appointed as the 15th administrator of NASA in December 2025? Right answer is option C, Jared Isaacman. Who became the world's first wheelchair user to travel to space in December 2025? Right answer is option B, Michaela Benthaus. Which satellite was launched on the LVM-3M6 mission conducted on 24th December 2025? Right answer is option A, Bluebird 6. Which country announced plans in 2025 to construct a nuclear power plant on the moon by the year 2036? Right answer is option C, Russia. How many new moons were added to Saturn's count, raising the total to 274? Right answer is option A, 128. In November 2025, ISRO announced that the Mangalyaan 2 mission will be launched in which year? Right answer is option D, 2030. Which rocket was used by ISRO to successfully launch India's heaviest communication satellite, CMS-03? Right answer is option C, LVM-3 Gaganyaan rocket. Which credit card sized computer developed by Indian scientists is designed to help study sounds from the early universe? Right answer is option C, Pratush. Which country discovered iron oxide crystals in Chang'e 6 lunar samples? Right answer is option C, China. The International Astronomical Union named a 3.5 billion year old crater after Indian geologist M.S. Krishnan on which planet? Right answer is option B, Mars. Which space telescope was used to discover the spiral galaxy named Alaknanda? Right answer is option B, James Webb Space Telescope. What is the name of ISRO's mission that successfully demonstrated in space docking and undocking? Right answer is option B, SPHEREX. Where is the master control facility of ISRO located? Right answer is option D, Karnataka. ISRO's 101st mission failed shortly after launch. Which rocket was used? Right answer is option D, PSLV C-61. Which rocket was used to launch ESA's Probe 3 spacecraft by ISRO? Right answer is option A, PSLV C-59. When was India's first National Space Day celebrated officially? Right answer is option B, 23rd August 2024. Who became the first Indian astronaut to travel to the International Space Station under Axiom Mission 4? Right answer is option B, Shubhanshu Shukla. Which Indian origin astronaut created a record for the longest stay in space? Right answer is option A, Sunita Williams. Which institute partnered with ISRO to design the indigenous semiconductor chip Iris for space use? Right answer is option A, IIT Madras. Which organization created the 10-ton vertical planetary mixer for rocket propellants? Right answer is option C, ISRO. Which Indian state government announced plans to launch its own satellite? Right answer is option B, Assam. Chandrayaan 5 or LUPEX is a collaborative mission between India and which nation? Right answer is option C, Japan. What is the name of India's first fully indigenous 32-bit microprocessor launched at Semicon India 2025? Right answer is option A, Vikram 3201. Which two satellites were part of India's first docking mission under SPADEX? Right answer is option A, Chaser and Target. By which year is ISRO expected to launch the Shukrayaan mission to explore Venus? Right answer is option B, 2028. Stay updated, stay ahead. Subscribe for more current affairs and competitive exam prep.